Today, I'm going to share my top signs that you're stressed at work so you can quickly recognize when you need to shift gears and take action to reduce your stress at work. Hi, and welcome back to another segment of Triple T where I reveal my top tips and tricks to help you excel at work and reach your highest potential. I'm Allie, and today I'm going to share with you my top signs that you're stressed at work. The reason why I wanted to discuss this topic today is because I came across some rather depressing statistics from the American Institute of Stress that reported that 82% of workers felt stress on the job. And in a separate report, they found that up to 40% of workers felt that their jobs were very or extremely stressful. And the worst part about all this is that these statistics aren't that shocking when you think about it. With the constant demands you face at work, you're bound to experience stress at some point in your job. The problem is that this stress can build up over time, and before you know it, you're burnt out, disengaged from your work, and you guessed it, unproductive. That's why it's important that we can spot stress early on so we can quickly stop it in its tracks. And to help you do that, I'm going to share with you my top signs when you're stressed out at work. But before I reveal these signs, make sure to let me know in the comments below. What signs let you know when you're stressed out from work? Everyone experiences stress a little bit differently, so be sure to share your unique signs. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and grab a drink, and we'll get started. Sign 1, physical symptoms. If you ignore your stress for too long, stress will eventually start to physically affect your body. And these physical symptoms can range from anything like headaches, muscle tension, and high blood pressure, to digestive issues, acne flare-ups, and even changes in weight. This is because every time you deal with a stressful situation, your body responds with a fight or flight response. And if you're always stressed, then you're going to be activating the response continuously without a proper break, which is going to have a heavy toll on your body. So if you start to notice some physical symptoms pop up and it's not attributed to other underlying health issues, then there's a chance that's related to stress and should be taken seriously. Sign 2, irritable. Ever notice that you get easily agitated or upset when you're stressed at work? That's because you're so overwhelmed with your work that it's difficult for you to control your emotions. So if you start to notice that everyone's getting on your nerves more and even losing your temper when things go wrong, then it may be a sign that you're stressed at work. Sign 3, you feel restless. When you're stressed, you're always doing something to keep yourself busy, and if not, you're tense and fighting every urge in your body to sit still. Even when you get home, you can't seem to turn off your thoughts about work. You're ruminating about the day, what you did or didn't accomplish, and planning for what needs to be done the next day. This is because of that fight or flight response we talked about earlier. You see, when you're in this mode, your body will release adrenaline to help you face a stressful situation. The problem is that this response is meant to activate when you're in physical danger, not when you're sitting in your office chair. So what ends up happening is your body is pumped with this energy, this adrenaline that's not being expended through physical activity. And as a result, you're restless and unable to calm down. So if you start to notice that you're constantly on the go or you're thinking about work 24/7, then it may be a sign that you're stressed. Sign 4, problem sleeping. Don't you hate it when after a long day at work, you crawl into bed expecting exhaustion to hit at any moment and instead you're wide awake, tossing from side to side until 3 in the morning? Several studies have found that chronic stress is often associated with sleep problems such as insomnia, nightmares, and even teeth grinding. So if you start to notice that it's getting increasingly more difficult to fall asleep or the quality of your stress has deteriorated overall, then it may be a sign that you're stressed from work. Sign 5, low energy. Following the previous sign, when you don't get some good quality sleep, you're going to be exhausted and fatigued the next day. That's why people who are stressed tend to have low energy. These individuals aren't getting the rest they need to reset and function properly. So if you start to feel sluggish at work or have a difficult time surviving the workday, then it may be a sign that you're stressed at work. Sign 6, get sick easily. It should come as no surprise that people who are stressed out tend to be more susceptible to illnesses such as the common cold. This is because when you're stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol, which can reduce the number of lymphocytes or white blood cells you have to fight off infections. The fewer lymphocytes you have, the more likely you are to get sick. So if you start seeing that you're getting sick more frequently than usual, then it may be a sign that you're stressed out from work. Sign 7, can't concentrate. Do you find it difficult to focus for long periods of time? Maybe you've been zoning out at meetings lately. This is because people who are stressed out have a hard time concentrating for extended periods of time and even completing basic cognitive tasks. In fact, decades of research have found that stress can have a negative impact on our ability to focus and memorize. So if you're finding that you're forgetting things more often or can't focus on a conversation for more than a few seconds, then it may be a sign that you're stressed out from work. Sign 8, lost interest in work. People who are stressed tend to be disengaged from their work. This is because when you're regularly dealing with demands at work, the pressure from it all can build up and eventually become too much to handle. And since this workload won't simply disappear overnight, sometimes the best way to cope with the situation is by disconnecting from your work. So if you start to notice that you're losing interest in your work or detaching yourself entirely, then it may be a sign that you're stressed. Sign 9, withdraw from others. Have you been skipping out on going to lunch with coworkers lately? Maybe you've been shortening your meetings with your boss. If so, then you might be stressed. This is because when you're stressed, things at work become so unbearable for you that you instinctively want to retreat and be alone to get away from it all. What you may not know, however, is that withdrawal can actually stress you out even more. So if you started to minimize contact with coworkers or even isolate yourself from your friends, then it may be a sign that you're stressed. And there you have it, my top signs that you're stressed at work. Use these signs to help you detect when your stress increases so you can quickly take action and prevent it from escalating further. If you need some strategies on how to combat stress and burnout, then I highly suggest you watch this video next, where I reveal my best strategies for reducing burnout. And before you click away, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell right there. It helps me get my videos out there and lets you know I release new content. Otherwise, it's been great having you today. Until we drink again, take it easy. Bye.